So we've looked at label and text box. The third of the controls you're going to use over and over again on every single form is the button. And the button control is the primary way that users cause actions to occur. And after you set the text of the button, the place you're going to write a lot of code is the click event. The click event occurs when the user selects the button. So you'll put into the click event handler the code you want to execute when the user clicks the button. Now there are things you can do with the button. For example, you might want to control whether users can click a button. You can set the enabled property to true or false. So you might disable a button until some condition is met and then enable it. So you can enable and disable buttons. To save screen real estate, you might use a single button for multiple purposes and then just change the text. So in the demo, we'll see a form that has an add button and a cancel button. You'll click add when you want to add a record, and then disable the add button because you're in the middle of currently adding, and then you would enable the cancel button. And then if you clicked the cancel button, then you would disable that and enable the add button. Now if you have screen real estate issues, you could just use a single button that says add, and then when you click add, the button changes to say cancel. When you click cancel, the button changes back to say add. Both of those techniques will work. You can change the appearance of a button, and to do that you can use the flat style property. You can set it to standard, flat, or pop-up to change the way the button looks, and we'll see that shortly. Earlier we saw how to display an image and text at the same time on a label. You can do the same thing with a button. You can use the image or the background image property to specify what image you want to display in the button. Then you can use the image align property to control where the image appears. And if there's also text on the button, you can use the text align property to control where the text appears. Now you'll find yourself in your applications creating a lot of dialog boxes. So for example, the user tries to close a form. You want to pop up a dialog box that says, do you want to save your changes? Yes or no. Or you'll have a dialog box that has OK and cancel buttons. Now of course the user can click on these, but you also want the user to be able to essentially select the yes or OK button or the no or cancel button using the keyboard. And to do that, you can make a button the default or the cancel button. So if you set the form's accept button property to the OK or the yes button, then that will be the default button, and therefore, if the user presses enter on the keyboard, that's equivalent to clicking the button. Then you can use the cancel button property of the form to identify which button is the cancel button, the no button, the cancel button. And then if the user presses escape on the keyboard, that's the same as clicking that button. So let's go see how to use these techniques with buttons.